For the Grand Valley Sports Network, my name is Jake Levy. Less than a week to go until Laker football at Lubbers Stadium, so it's time to break down the 2D. Part one of our two-part installment, we'll take a look at the defensive side of the ball, joined by Tim Nott, longtime Laker insider. He's got all the inside knowledge we need to know. Tim, we're going to start right away with the guys up front. This front seven is loaded, and it starts on the interior of the defensive line.
Well, it really does, Jake. Six deep in that position between the nose tackle and defensive tackle. Returnees, James McBride, Wallace Hall, and Dennis Johnson all played a lot of football last year. And then you throw in three D1 transfers, and Chris Hendricks from Eastern Michigan, Kiwani Figueroa also from Eastern Michigan, and Carell Vaughn from Southeastern Louisiana. You know, D1 transfers who've played a lot of football. Now you have six guys up there you can rotate. And
so there's a lot of strength on the interior part of the defensive line, but that defensive end slot also has a couple of guys that Laker fans will know and a couple of guys they're going to get to know real soon.
Well, Mike Pettis and Dylan Carroll, both all-conference performers for the Lakers in the last 2 years at defensive ends, great at rushing the passer, and also very good in the run game. And then two D1 transfers in Jake Lava and Jonathan Williams. Lava came from Northern Illinois, and Jonathan Williams from Notre Dame. And so you have four guys there that are really going to be able to get after the passer.
Rotation is key for that defensive front, and then behind them, those linebackers, there's a lot of talent there as well.
Well, you do. You have Isaiah Nakanse, who played a lot of football last year for Grand Valley, and Brendan McMahon, who has been a special teams guy, but also gotten in late in the games. And then you have Tyree Horton from Illinois State, who led them in tackles last year, was the #1 ranked junior college inside linebacker 2 years ago. And so you have great frontline players there. And then Damon Wesley and Brandon Brown are two redshirt freshmen who have had a great camp.
With the game today, you see a lot of spread offense. You see a lot of different formations. So having a nickel linebacker is going to be huge this year as well.
Well, Tyler Bradfield really performed well last year as a redshirt freshman. He played a lot of football, was a great performer. You know, he's good in the run game, but he also can cover in the passing game. And then Antonio Strong is a redshirt freshman out of Grand Rapids who's had a great camp, and he's going to see time as well.
So, Tim, that front seven's gotten a ton of publicity all throughout camp, but the defensive backs for this Lakers defense are no slouch. Let's start on the outside with the corners.
We have Demario Johnson, who was an all-conference performer a year ago, and Kalen Dunham. You know, both played a lot of football last year and did a great job in the pass defense game in terms of Grand Valley led the nation in passing defense. DeAndre Simpkins and Cordell Finley have played a lot in special teams and are quality backups.
Then you turn to the safety position. You know Jacob Studdard, you know Jalen Harden. Tell us about those guys and kind of what we're going to see from the safety role this year.
Well, in terms of Studdard and Harden, you have two high-level players, great in that position. And you have Grant Postman and Eric Plate, who are going to do a great job rotating in. And those are two guys who are going to play a key role on special teams as well.
A nice luxury for head coach Matt Mitchell in this defense is a lot of those defensive backs can kind of plug and chug along that entire secondary, can't they?
Well, they can. You know, if a corner goes down, Studdard is able to play a corner as well. And Jalen Harden is really, he can play nickel, he can play safety, he can play corner. So you have a lot of versatility in those guys.
A lot of versatility on all three levels of that Laker defense. It should be a vaunted defense for this team in the 2018 season. That's coming up on Thursday night. It kicks off against Indianapolis at 7:00 p.m. This has been part one of our 2D preview. Join us next time when we break down the offense here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.